things happening.
You got the Safeway Open in Napa, Half Moon Bay, Pumpkin Festival, a lot of things outdoors in weekends in October, so you don't expect to find 2 to 3 inches of rain from one storm in the Bay Area this time of year, but we're seeing that evolve right now in the Santa Cruz Mountains. These numbers just reported in the last hour. Ben Lowman, look at that, almost 3 inches of rain that's fallen in just basically the last 12 hours. Mount St. Helena there in the North Bay, more than 2 inches of rain. Orinda, 1.5 inches. Kentfield and Oakland also above 1 inch of rain. And around the peninsula, you can see how these numbers are as high as almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. Very interesting as that air is forced to rise over the peninsula hilltops. You do tend to see some healthy rainfall totals, as you saw, almost 3 inches so far in the Santa Cruz Mountains. But as that air descends back down into the Santa Clara Valley, it tends to dry out, and we see a little less rain, known as a rain shadow. Case in point, almost nothing in San Jose other than a few sprinkles. And fortunately, that's the pattern we have in place right now. And very likely as we head through the evening, this little last gasp with this particular weather system captured by our storm ranger here just south of the Snow Grade. You can see some showers there that have been heavier at times moving in from the west. But notice we're getting a little bit of a clearing line now as Storm 1 begins to wind down. Here is the next storm we're seeing on the satellite developing that is actually accessing moisture from former Typhoon Songda in the western Pacific. So it's taken some time. That is now making its way to the Pacific Northwest. And around this time tomorrow night, you will see a very tightly wound up area of low pressure. And it's that system that will bring the next round of rain. So right now we're starting to see things wind down. In fact, it should be relatively calm into the first half of Saturday. In fact, by 2 and 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, not too bad. But notice the rain in the North Bay coming down from 5 to 6:30 now, moving through the Central Bay. And then now into San Jose, where we'll likely see some heavier rain totals second time around if that storm for Saturday night on into Sunday. So mild temperatures will continue again tomorrow. We'll be looking at numbers in the 70s around San Jose, North Bay, East Bay, and Tri-Valley. Even though it's raining outside, that's subtropical air that's been drawn in and all this warm moisture really keeping those temperatures up, even with the raindrops coming in later in the day. So your weekend forecast is going to end on a rainy note. We'll see lingering showers into Monday. And for our inland locations, some rain for Monday, but then a big jump in temperatures as we head for the second part of the week. We'll talk about that more closely in our next half hour and how many spots have already beat our October monthly rainfall average in just in one day. We'll have a look at that coming up in our next half hour. The center technically still offshore, winds of 120 miles per hour. Central pressure still pretty low, 945 millibars. And here's a view where the outer eye wall now just starting to reach Daytona Beach around Oak Hill. It crossed near Cape Canaveral just to the south earlier this morning. And here is the progression of the storm. Notice Orlando, places inland, maybe catching a little bit of a break at the storm center, staying offshore. So that is where the Category 3 winds are, really on the northeast quadrant of the storm. Now to the south, things have improved around Miami, obviously South Florida, seeing improving conditions. But this is the corridor right along I-95 between Daytona Beach and Jacksonville, where you also have to watch out for storm surge flooding or that temporary rise in sea level as the eye moves in. And also you have those strong winds pushing the water to the coastline. So hurricane warnings extending all the way up through South Carolina as we head through the afternoon. Now around the Bay Area, a very different. And at 6:39, just enjoying the pre-sunrise views, at least across parts of the Bay Area. There's a live look outside San Francisco. If you're around the peninsula or San Francisco right now, look off to the east and look at that glow in the skies. 58 degrees. San Jose, check out the sun. No, no sunrise for you. Oh, the fog is really set up over downtown San Jose. 59 degrees right now, some misty skies, visibility down to a mile. So the thickest fog we're seeing this morning right through the Santa Clara Valley. Watch out for that on your morning commute. Now later on today, hazy skies, 75 in San Jose, close to 70 in San Francisco. And we do think we'll have a chance of rain this week, but it's going to hold off till late Friday into Saturday. In the meantime, fog really the only issue of the next couple of mornings with daytime.
Sam Rocket, a splash of orange on your TV screen.
Take off that blue.
Too. We're rooting on the team in the wild card game tonight. We're also trying to will out the sun today.
That's for Fleet Week, right?
The blue?
Right?
Yeah, it's for Fleet Week. It's for all of our loved teams.
All Giants.
You know,
all Giants.
Giants.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I grew up in New York. Well, but I will root for the Giants if they win tonight, I promise.
And you'll wear an orange tie tomorrow.
Yes, you heard it here.
Okay. Let's talk about all the rain we had today. This is the wettest October we've been saying since 2011. And as we look back at the 3 wettest Octobers we've seen around the Bay Area, it could end up being the wettest we've seen in the last 10 years. 2009, we had similar numbers compared to what we'll probably get once you add up Sunday's storm. Bay Area totals as we wrap up October could be 2 to 3 inches plus. Now, what's very interesting about those other years, we started off with very wet conditions in October. La Nina and El Nino years combined, we saw below average rainfall. So this is a nice early start to the rainfall season, but still by no means an indicator of how things will continue to play out as we head through the rest of the fall and winter months.
Look at how we're doing outside. I know a lot of people heading over to Levi's. There's a big country concert there tonight. Traffic was very busy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Right by the state. Well, the weather's going to be great. Sometimes Levi's Stadium temperatures can be too hot. Not the case this evening. We've got cool conditions by summer standards around the Bay Area right now. Let's show you some of the temperatures we're seeing in our microclimate weather network of sky cameras all around the Bay Area. Look at that. East Bay out towards Livermore. It's only 73 degrees. Valley temperatures unusually cool. Typically, we should see highs in the upper 80s, but look at that. Strong sea breeze, 73 degrees right now in Livermore. Hazy skies into San Jose. And you'll probably need a jacket outside this evening, already down to 71 degrees, and you've needed a jacket all day long in San Francisco. High of 60 and near 60 degrees right now. You see the low clouds over downtown San Francisco. A lot of low cloud cover there offshore. That's going to surge inland once again thanks to that strong sea breeze all the way into our interior valleys for tomorrow morning. Then as we move into the afternoon, a repeat performance of what we saw today, except just a slight warm-up, we suspect, across some of our interior valleys for tomorrow. So areas south of San Jose making a run at the 80s around Cupertino and Morgan Hill. You see San Francisco there in the low 60s, which means outside lands is wrapping things up there. Temperatures cool during the day. Highs only in the low 60s there in San Francisco. Up towards the North Bay, you'll see temperatures in the 70s to low 80s, and towards the Tri-Valley, numbers in the low 80s for highs. So check out San Francisco. We'll stay cool through about Monday and Tuesday, and then as we head through the middle part of the week, a slight warm-up that I think you're going to notice more across the valleys. You'll see those numbers back into the upper 80s by Tuesday. But in the meantime, cool weekend continues around the Bay Area.
It's nice. Yeah, good temps.
Thank you, Rob.